Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 95 of FTB Revelations, where we don't even have enough mana in here to make a mana diamond. Oh well, I'm just breaking you. Goodbye, mana. We are playing with Britannia today. So last episode we played with Britannia a little bit, and got a little bit situated, making stuff and things. And today I would like to continue that path with a little bit more Britannia work. So that's what we're working on. So what do we got? We got a wand in here? I think we got a wand. Yeah, we do. Just in case I still need you. Just want to make sure you're all bound to your endo flames. So I can get some, I guess, coal. Yay, everybody's cooking now. Look at you go, mana spreader. Good. So I just want to get some basic mana going on so that we can start working towards making mana with more than just endo flames, right? Generally, when I play Britannia, I kind of just like spam endo flames and then I'm done, right? And occasionally we'll do extra mana production things, but I'd really like to investigate some more different options within Britannia and just see what other things we can do. So I grabbed my Lexica Britannia. We can start looking at generating and functional flora and see what kind of cool stuff we can have. So what options do we have at this point? Bees, but we're not doing bees, so meh. Entropinium, that's the TNT explosion one, right? So generated blast of mana one might in fact require a blast nearby, ignoring a block of TNT in the near of Entropinium. If it doesn't fall in water, we'll have a ladder absorb all the entropy generated by the blast itself, creating a large amount of mana and nullifying any possible damage. Lastly, to absorb the explosion, the flower must not have any mana stored in it, or the process will fail. So that's an important thing. So we could try the explosion one. I'd be interested to see if there's like ways to do that, right? Like, is there a cool way to measure the mana in a flower? Like a smarty way, a smarty-ish way. So Scanner probably wouldn't be able to do it, but I bet Integrated Dynamics might be able to do it. Right? I wonder if Integrated Dynamics can read the NBT of the flower in the world. For that, we would want a block reader, right? Yeah, block reader. And we would probably want a display panel for a sec. And I'm just spitballing here. Like I did not come into this with a plan. Like if you thought I had a plan when I walked into today's episode, you are sorely mistaken. I did not have a plan, as it were. I walked in here saying, let's start playing with Britannia, and that was about it. And now I'm like, hey, you know what might be cool? This idea that I have. So what if we threw a block reader right here? Aha. And then we had a display panel. Like, what kind of information could we read? Tile entity NBT. That's a lot of stuff. I'm going to say that that's what I want to see. Right? So what kind of tile entity NBT do we have in here? Ooh, let's read up. Passive decay ticks. Mana 0. Ticks exist. 72. Okay. Well, we're seeing... Alright. Vasky's gonna hate me. Sorry, Vasky. Sorry in advance. Vasky's all like, I don't like numbers, and Britannia doesn't have numbers, and you're not gonna... sorry. I'm doing the terribleness. Alright, so subtile CMP. That's probably what we want. Right? So let's see that. So that's subtile... Actually, no, it's subtile CMP with a lowercase mp, because that's important. So let's grab just that piece of it, right? So if we were to grab that, we would say, hey, you NBT tag. So we want to item NBT, has NBT, entity NBT, fluid NBT, NBT.tag, and then we want to put in a string here, right? So our string should be that subtile CMP, right? Subtile CMP. And then if we got NBT tag, that could be you with this. That might be what I want. Oh, Vasky, I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong. Oh, no, I'm pretty right. And then we need the mana tag out of that one? Look at that. Okay, cool. That's how much burn time it has left, I presume? Neat. That's cool. And you can even get the XYZ of the collector, right? 87, 72, 356. Where's it looking at? I can never find looking at. 87, 72, 356. Yes, that's cool. So it also obviously stores the MBT. All right, nice. So burn time, ticks existed, and the amount of mana in there, right? So now what we want to do is get the sub tag of this one, and we want to get mana out of that, right? So let's take you out. And whoa, what just happened to me? I don't know what I clicked. All right. Anyway, nobody panic. Mana is the string that we want to go for, right? So we're just going to want mana. Boop, boop, and that's cool. And then we're going to do NBT dot. Probably, I assume mana is an integer. So if I did that and that, you would spit out the amount of mana that's in there at the moment, right? So I put these guys in here, we put this guy in here, and it's currently a big fat 0. Now, I'm going to bind you to here. Oh, look who's got mana. Look who's got mana. It would be this guy. See? He's filling up with mana. Okay. Sorry, Vasky. Numbers exist. I can't help it. And look, all the mana drained out. Okay. Very spiffy. See? See what's happening there? That's cool. So we could design an integrated dynamic system to measure the amount of mana in a flower, and if said flower was out of mana, we could easily drop some TNT, and that would be like a nice, safe way of making sure. That would be cool. All right, so let's get a few things going. We're going to want a spreader, which shouldn't be too big of an ask, right? We're just going to need some living wood. So let's get like a handful of you ready, and we can hear the automation that we set up last episode coming together, which is cool, right? Your job is to boop, sit right there, and then we're going to need something along these lines. Here's the automation. Yeah, buddy, that's what's up. Little pool to chill out. That looks cool. Hey, look at you. Oh no, not a pool. Not a pool. Hang on. I don't want a pool. I wanted a runic altar, right? Runic altar. Yeah, this guy. That's what I want. So you're gonna need a diamond. Boop. And then you're gonna need to be that. And that's gonna chill right there. Cool. All right. So now we need to get to work making a few runes. So we're gonna want, in addition to these, we're gonna want some powder and some dust and all that good stuff. And we'll get, and I mean, at some point I'm going to try and automate the rune production thing, because that's always been a little bit trickier than you would think, right? Because there's a lot of steps here, and automating that should be doable. I'm not, you know, there's different ways to do it, but I think it would be fun to automate that, right? So then we drop this dude and whack it with that guy, and we get these things. Perfect. And then you, and doot for stone. So that is earth and stone, and we also need fire, which is nether wart, gunpowder, and nether brick. Nether wart, gunpowder, and nether brick. And that should be cool. Boop, 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 boop. And he's working up like a tree. Oh, cool. We've already got like a quarter of a pool going. That's nice. Okay. Now with that going, we can make a rune of winter, which is earth and water. What am I missing here? The cake? Yeah, buddy. Beautiful. And then after that, we're going to need wrath, which is 2 diamond and earth and winter, right? 2 mana diamonds, though, so before I forget. Cool. Definitely a way to automate this altar, and we're going to go for it. Just soon. Not yet. Soon. Sooner. Soonish. In a bit. Perfect, right? And then for the tier 3 rune, we need earth and winter, and the 2 diamonds. Good job. Good job down there. And you need a decent amount of mana for that last bit, but that'll be fine. Cool. And we should have nighttime happening soon here, right? Like daytime. Like watch the moon. Once it hits a certain crest, it should be like, oh, it's dark. I better activate the thing over there. I do kind of like that automatic daytime thing. Like that's neat. Having that up and running is fun. All right, so for an Entropinium then, which is the one we're working on right now, you might see the semi-automatable flower on my to-do list over there. Challenge accepted. I think I shouldn't have a problem automating that with integrated dynamics, but you never know. So 2 red, 2 gray, and 2 white. And then a fire and a wrath. So 2 red, 2 gray, and 2 white. And then we also wanted you, right? So 2 red, and there's your Entropinium. Sweet. Boop. Boop. Perfect. Okay, Entropinium ready to go. So I'm going to swap this flower out. And move that one over there. Okay, so he's got 0 mana right now, right? So what we would want to do is place TNT when he has 0 mana. So that's the automation process. And because I'm cheating, I'm going to put 0 protections around this. I'm going to rely entirely on my ability to monitor and automate this correctly. If I do it wrong, I will blow up everything. Does that sound like a fair assessment? Well, I believe it does. Okay, so what we're going to basically want is a thing here that will measure the amount of thing, and then like for now it's going to be a button, but in a minute it's going to be something else. So Entropinium, wow, that's a lot of mana. Woohoo! Look at that baby go. Is going to detonate it, right? So we can see how much mana is left in there. And the trick is that when that thing runs out of mana is when we want to do another detonation, right? So he's at 0. We want to do another detonation now. So then the question becomes, do we want to trigger the redstone signal to place the TNT or to activate the already placed TNT? Or both. Both is good. So let's get a mechanical user, right? I feel like at this point I could just get a stack of droppers and nobody would complain. And then your job, sir, would be to place said thing here. You're going to, on pulse, place block, right? And that should be cool. All right, so what we're going to do, I think, is pulse the redstone to place the thing, and then we'll have it like auto explode or something like that. And hopefully we don't mess this up in a terrible and awful way. Because that would exactly be the type of thing I would do. So we want a redstone writer here, right? And basically what we want to do is we want to read this value, which is 0, and say, if this value equals 0, emit a redstone pulse, right? So this is the value we want to compare. So what we want is an integer of value 0. So that would be you now, sir. And then we want an equals, and we want to say, if the NBT value of the flower equals 0, give me a true or false on that guy, right? So we pop this dude into here, and then you go into here, and it's true, right? But like, what I'm gonna do is just, I'm still gonna, it's TNT, right? We need to use buttons and be careful, right? But watch, it should go false the moment, boom. And it'll stay false until the flower completely empties all his good stuff. Cool. It worked exactly the way we wanted to. It flipped to true the moment this this thing came to light. So let's demonstrate that again, right? As soon as it has mana, false. Okay. And then as soon as that mana runs out, he should flip back to true. And that's cool. There you go. Perfect. All right, so in theory, if I set everything up correctly here, boy, I hope I did, I should be able to just put a redstone block here. And and put these in here, right? And then apply a redstone writer here, and take this card out of here, and put it in the emit redstone bit of this dude, who probably needs some cabling. And that should be cool. And let's see if I'm correct about this, right? So what should happen is when this thing runs out of mana, we should see another TNT get placed. Cool? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha, we did it. Sorry, Vasky. That works. That's cool. That's cool. Yes, it is. Beautiful. So literally the moment, the same tick that mana runs out of that entropinium, we get pulsing TNT placement. Now, because this is on pulse mode, right? If we run out of TNT in the user, the whole system breaks. We should probably change this to redstone mode, right? So that he'll place when he's receiving a redstone signal. I wanna test redstone on mode, right? So if I place 3 in there, see, that is not good. Actually, no, that's really bad. Rip Direwolf. Oh boy. It did the thing. I didn't expect you to go twice. Oh, that's terrible. I used a button specifically so that wouldn't happen. And it placed it so quickly. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I told you I was being risky with TNT on purpose because I'm doing something I shouldn't be doing. Oh boy. Rip-a-roni. Well, let's fix that. We'll be back. How's my inventory, by the way? I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, we're okay-ish. Let's get ourselves a chest here, because I bet I have some magneted items going on. So if I clean myself up a little bit, maybe it's not so bad. I don't think it's too bad. I think, like, a majority of our stuff is still here. We might have lost a spreader or something. Some mana pool probably gone. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff. More things. More stuff and things. We'll probably have to reprogram a lot of these cards. Might have lost my mana pool. Nothing major, though. Nothing, you know, that we can't just make another one real quick. Dire, please. Oh, Dire, please. So you were a formation plane. I might need to replace some of this stuff. Bada bing. Bada boom. Right, and you have stone in you, so you should also be stone. Totally on accident, guys. I was like, I'm gonna use a button here so that if it does double up in place 2 real quick, which I thought it might do, like, the second one wouldn't explode. I was mistaken about that. I was hoping I could break it real quick with a drill. And it placed it so quickly, the button was still pressed, so it got a second press. Killing me, Smalls. All right, well, we have to consider that potential solution to that problem. But before we do that, let's fix building gadget. Let's clean up the grounds. I'll probably just do surface mode. Let's do like range 5-ish. That sounds fair, right? Bada bing. Bada boo, bada boop, 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 boop. Surface mode is the best for cleaning up explosion problems, right? Alright, so let's see if this thing is going to behave himself, right? If I just replace tile entity MBT here, the rest of this stuff should come through. So this should be your true-false thingy, right? So that's true at the moment. I need another mechanical user. And some more TNT. I blew up all the things. Bad direwolf. Bad direwolf. Okay, so user here should be place block, but probably only on a pulse like we had before, right? And then we can test that this is reading correctly. Because I changed all the variables around, this should flip to false. Yay! All right, so that's working again. Oh, right, I need the thing. I need a mana pool, and I need a spreader. Spreader. We need another mana spreader, because I accidentally broke that thing. And we need a pool, which I made an extra one of before by mistake, and I'm glad I did, because reasons. And I think the way it was set up before is that I had this guy going into a pool right here, and then I need to bind you to here. And now everybody's happy. So there's an example of what will happen when we back stuff mana, right? Like if the pool was full, it would never go to true because it would never empty that thing. So that is like a self-protecting thing, right? That's cool. That protects it from doing nonsense. Okay. That's cool. So, I mean, we probably want to stick with the redstone doohickey here. You're going to be place block, right-click, redstone pulse. TNT goes in here. So the only problem that I need to kind of figure out is how to solve the problem with steady state, right? Like, so if we ran out of TNT in here, right? Like, let's emulate that. Here's the problem that we need to solve at this point. If we don't have any TNT in here, when this thing flips to true, he's going to pulse. And this guy will say, like, oh, tried to place a block. I got a pulse. Oh, didn't have any blocks to place. Oh, well. And then it's not going to place any more blocks after that until he gets another pulse, probably. Right? Like if I do that. Okay. So, yeah, there's the problem. So I could do you have pulse value? Properties. That's an integer. That's a Boolean. I can't, like, have you pulse on, like, a... I don't know what that pulse value means. I think it's the strength of the redstone, right? So you're like emitting a redstone signal because you're true. Like I could set up some kind of like repeatable thingy, I think. Yeah, that doesn't really make a difference. How about we just make sure we keep TNT in here? I think that'll work. I think that's the solution. All right, now let's see if we can do kind of the same thing, but with the Thermalily, right? 2 orange and a red, fire and earth. That should be the Thermalily. This is the one that, like... So the way the Thermalily works, as a reminder, is... it absorbs lava from the world, right? So you place a lava source block in the world near the Thermalily, it'll suck it up. However, once it sucks it up, it produces mana for about 45 seconds, after which it stops and needs a cooldown period of about 5 minutes. At the end of the cooldown period, it's allowed to absorb more lava. Kind of. The real story of that is, if you place lava in the world while it's in that cooldown period, it'll still absorb the lava and restart the 5-minute clock without producing any mana at all. So if you wait 4 minutes and then place the lava down, the clock resets back to 5 minutes, and then you get no mana, and you have to wait 5 minutes before it can absorb mana again. So if you keep placing lava in the world, you're basically going to void all the lava and ain't going to know nowhere. That's bad, right? So what we want to do here is basically automate the Thermalily in similar mechanic to this. However, we don't want to monitor the amount of mana in the Thermalily. We want to see, I'm assuming, sorry, Vasky, there's an NBT value that's keeping track of the time, and every tick, it cycles down. So what we want to do is monitor that value. When it hits 0, we can place another lava in the world. Right? I'm just assuming that there's some information being stored in this block that tells it when it's allowed to run again. Sorry, Vasky. I mean, I'm not that sorry. I'm a little sorry. Vasky's like shaking his head right now. He's like, what are you doing to me, Direwolf? You know. So block reader this dude, right? Bada bing, bada boom. Cable this guy up. Doop. Oh boy, what did you just do? Oh. Placing a block probably updated the pulse. Okay, that's fine. We should take TNT out of here until we're ready to keep this thing automated, right? But that's... Okay, fine. Fair enough. So you, sir, has block true. Let's read your tile entity NBT and see what kind of cool information you've got available to me, right? So as no surprise, that subtile comp has a thing. Passive decay ticks. Ooh, ticks existed. So that's probably what we want. So what I'm going to do is recycle a little bit of the string variables because they're static, right? So subtile comp. So what I should be able to do is just, I don't have to create another string variable for subtile comp, right? So nbt.tag, this guy, right? And then we put that in here, and we put this in here. There you go. Okay, now check this out, right? When we put a bucket of lava in here, I got some lava around here somewheres. Okay, like we'll emulate what's gonna happen here, right? So let's pretend we're placing the lava here, right? We do that. I think he can do it in a, like, it might need to be like on the same Y level as him. There you go. And look. Burn time. So that's how much time is left on the burn, I guess. So that's that 45 seconds of producing mana thing. Cool. I'm gonna go message Vasky right now and just say, please don't hate me. So that's the burn time. That's it producing all the manas. Okay. And then what we should see is, I'm guessing that passive decay ticks is the time will start after burn time is done. And that begins the 5-minute countdown. So that'll be like 5 minutes times 60 seconds. Oh, cooldown. Cooldown is the value we're looking for. Okay. Cooldown is the value we're looking for. So that's the string we want to read, right? So then we just take this guy out of here, and we say, hey, show me cooldown value. So string cooldown, all lowercase, because remember caps counts here. That would be user. And then we just get, I'm guessing, again, it's an integer. So nbt.integer would be this variable card with the string cooldown. So get me the cooldown value of that nbt. And we do the thing, and we do that, and that is your cooldown value. Cool. So when that equals 0, this guy is good. Now here's a question. That seems... Does that look like it's going faster? I can't tell. I'm going to say that's faster. Cool. I mean, just... I was curious if that was a thing. I mean, it makes sense that it's a thing, right? And now that we're at 0 again, we should be able to place the lava. So that's what we want. We want to get an equals 0 on this variable, right? So we already have an integer for 0, right? So we want to compare these two. So we want to do an equals. So we want to say, does this, the cooldown value, equal 0? Okay? And that is a true-false statement that we will get. Okay? And we, you know, right now it should be true. Yep, that's happy. So what we're going to have then is a fluid placer. Okay? And you, sir, are on not... Oh, you have liquid in you. Look at you. Okay, cool. Nice. Congrats on having liquid on you. Not intended by... Yeah. Nifty. Just voiding crystals. Don't mind me. But I want you in the redstone torch mode of pulse, right? So right now you're in deactivation mode. I want you on pulse mode. So that we will pulse this dude when he equals 0. Cool. As a matter of fact, we should do cooldown equals 0, and we should do mana equals 0. Yes, we should do cooldown equals 0 and mana equals 0, right? Yeah, I think we should. So that would be this guy, right? This is the guy that's the current, right? Because right now his cooldown equals 0. But let's see, if I were to put a bucket of lava in there right now, would it start cooldown equals 0? Probably not, right? So if I pop this lava in here right now, right? Technically cooldown equals 0, so it's like, oh yeah, I'm good. Pulse another lava in there. That would be bad, right? So what we want is actually burn time equals 0 and cooldown equals 0, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get the burn time value of this, right? So this is our cooldown equals 0 boolean, right? and this is our thing. So now we need a variable called burn time. Was there any capitals in there? Burn time with a capital T. Okay. So string burn time with a capital T, right? And that's this variable card. And then we want the nbt.integer. Boop, boop, boop. So I put these guys back, and u should be 0. Cool. Okay? And this should currently be false. Now, if I tick accelerate this guy, hopefully he will quickly flip to true. Perfect. Cool. All right. So that's what we expect. And this is burn time equals 0, right? So now what we want is to compare that to another 0 Boolean or integer. That would be u, right? So we're going to do the equals again. And we're going to say burn time equals 0, true or false. Okay? So now this is true if cooldown equals 0. This is true if burn time equals 0. So the last thing we want is an and we're going to say if cooldown equals 0 and burn time equals 0, that's the Boolean variable that we want for that. Okay? So we put those guys in there. We put this guy in here. That's true, right? So now what happens, let's actually get another one of these guys. So this is what? White, orange? Is it white, red, red? Is that the stupid color choice I made? Or is it red, red, white? I don't even know. I think it's white, red, red. Yes, because I'm a genius of some kind and decided that was a good entertaining color to go with. That's right, we never have cauldrons. Oh, now we have cauldrons. 2 red dyes, so you're going to go here. White, red, red. Okay, so your job, boom, will be to sit there, and you will get lavas with conduits of the fluid variety. Down is extract always active, and you on the north will be insert. You've got lava. Now we want another redstone writer. And you will get this, and you will get this variable that we just created over here, which is currently reading out true. I'm going to assume that I did this correctly, and you're in pulse mode. So because he's true, right, we're cool. Right? So now he's burning, right? So this is testing the burn time variable, right? Which is nifty. Let's get another NBT just so we can watch it. And you guys can see what's happening here, right? I should do that subtile comp thing. Where's that string? NBT tag, U. Did I reverse these? Yeah, it should be U. Cool? Cool, right? So once cooldown hits where it should be, right, we should be in good shape. It definitely does that wobbliness when the tick acceleration renders on the screen. I don't know if that's absolutely the cause or if that's just triggering something else. But it's a thing nonetheless, right? It's probably doing it over here too, right? Yeah. Now, is it happening when I don't see that? That's weird, because I've totally seen this wobbly thing happen. See it wobbling? See the... Yeah. I've totally seen that happening when the tick acceleration animation is not on the screen. Right? But what we should see is when cooldown hits 0, a lava source will be placed, and burn time will start. As soon as it hits 0, the instant. Boom! Cool? And then burn time starts. Okay? And now while burn time's running, it's not placing another lava block, because burn time is not 0. Right? It has to be burn time is 0 and cooldown is 0. Right? Logic with Direwolf. Nice. Now, hopefully there doesn't reach a point where burn time and cooldown are both 0, like there could be a little brief moment there where burn time and cooldown is 0 at the same time, and that would be bad. That would be bad. I guess we're going to have to wait and see in 200 ticks, which is like, you know, 10 seconds. Not even, no, not 10 seconds. Okay, that's cool. And... nice. Cooldown happened so quickly, the same tick that burn time hit 0, we got cooldown starting, which means we didn't have an overlap. I was afraid there'd be like a tick or two there where burn time was 0 and cooldown was not 0. So, because we've got that now, the semi-automatable flower is fully automated. Sorry, Vasky. Wrapping up point? I think so. Devil20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. More Britannia shenanigans are absolutely in our future. Wherefore they might lay, I don't know. But we could totally put some, like, strips over here, right? That would be cool. Just to make you look a little bit nicer. I like that idea. I always liked that. I'll probably regret doing that, but meh. I don't even know if you need those blocks, to be fair, because he absorbs the source block so quickly. Yeah, that works. All right, wrap it up. Point down, 20 sign off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and, you know, have a little bit more fun with this whole setup. For now, take it easy.